What a week last week. Week 13, we had so many things not go our way, and unlike so many games in this series, we actually managed to come out on top despite all of the BS, the penalties, the craziness. We win 38-35 in comeback fashion. Taking on the Saints today. They're 8-4. They all but have the NFC South locked up. We're just 5-7. Obviously, this season has not gone exactly to plan. We've had, a decent season one, right? Usually, it goes the other way. Now, we're kind of in a limbo where we are not doing as well as we would like season two. We don't really know about our quarterback situation, except for the fact that Trey Lance was exceptional last week. He was accurate, he was able to make throws under pressure, and Desmond Ridder is scheduled to come back after this week. Chris Lindstrom coming back in a few weeks as well. The rookie John Graves from Bama, a few weeks out as well. But to that point, it's pretty much the end of the season. We go up to week 18, right? So we have 5 games remaining at 5-7. We can still come out and win 10 games if we were to win out. And if we did that, maybe we're a playoff team, maybe we're not. Obviously, goes without saying, kind of an uphill battle at this point. Do have some upgrades to start this episode. I'm going to go elusive back on Bijan Robinson, get him up to a 98 overall, as his spin move probably is going to approach 90 here, as we get a +3 to juke, taking him up to a 95 on the juke. Spin is 87. Thought we'd get more of a boost in the second one, but it went all to juke move instead, which is fine. Bijan, obviously very talented. Frankie Louvu has been a little bit disappointing, I would say, here in year one, but his finesse moves is not like insanely high or anything. So if we can get that into the 80s, perhaps he's going to play, more, or play up to more of an impact, right? So that 79 finesse moves playing down right now. We have a number of upgrades. Some of these are not going to be super impactful. Donovan Peoples-Jones has kind of worked into a wide receiver 3 role at this point. I really just been more impressed from what I've seen from Rashid Shaheed. So I'm really focusing a little bit more on Shaheed's development, and DPJ just kind of, he gets on the field occasionally. I would honestly prefer the rookie Neil Madsen out of Utah to Donovan Peoples-Jones as a third receiver, even though, of course, Madsen's a tight end, but that puts Pitts in the slot, which has been pretty effective for us so far. Kyrie Yankees had a really great rookie season. He's up to superstar development and now up to an 80 overall, which should unlock a new ability slot, but only +4 awareness and +1 to, I believe it was its strength. Defensive rally could be good. Bonus pass rush point to all defensive linemen on any third or fourth down. That shouldn't be a bad one. The rookie linebacker out of Clemson, Deshaun Humphreys, has been upgraded to superstar development over the course of this year as well. He's played quite well overall. Tackle's already up near 90. Block shedding could be higher, so I think run stopper is going to be the way to go. Pass coverage also needs to be upgraded, but probably not quite as important. +2 block shed's quite nice, and +1 tackle. Don't mind that at all. And then the rest of these upgrades, I probably won't even show you. Nothing too important here. I won't bother really going over the roster too much because we just faced the Saints team in a very recent episode. Now, Johnny Turner, let's force that dude to throw the ball down the field. That's what we're going to do. If you want to go short, it's going to be difficult to do that with this team and run outside. I don't usually like that because even though the outside run gets a boost, the inside run blocking gets a major nerf, and that would really hurt us. I think we're going to do throw it deep. That's what I usually like to do. It worked really well last week with Trey Lance, and we need Trey Lance to continue to show us that he can be that guy, and then maybe there's actually a quarterback controversy next week when Desmond Ridder gets back. I don't know. We'll see how Trey Lance plays today. Maybe last week was a fluke. We'll have to see what happens. And we actually get a really nice buff with fatigue going on. A lot of minuses or 0, which is obviously what you want. That means everyone's going to be ready to go. They're not going to be super fatigued at all. And I actually don't see any injuries either. So we're going to be at full strength today, minus, of course, Chris Lindstrom, John Graves, and Desmond Ridder. But we should actually have an upgrade for Trey Lance. I think he was really close at the end of the last episode, and he gets yet another one here. So he could be going up to a 75 overall. Awareness needs to improve. I want throw under pressure to continue to go up. I'm going to do improviser again. It does boost him up to a 75 overall, touching awareness by 1, break sack, speed, throw on the run, and throw under pressure all by 1. So speed goes up to an 88. Throw under pressure now into the 80s. Throw on the run at 85. Like, there really is something here. I'm not just trying to force it, right? But Trey Lance could be the guy. If you just get his awareness up, we could have something. Kyle Pitts having a really nice season. Nearly 1,000 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. I'd love to get that to double digits. He's going to end up getting over 1,000 yards again, which is, it's always so insane because we've never thrown him the ball before. How is he getting all of these yards? It's almost unbelievable. And here we go. Defense takes the field. Some familiar guys you're all used to seeing on the other side of the ball. There's Alvin Kamara for 6. I think we had a really difficult time containing him in our last matchup just a couple of weeks ago. Don't really remember Turner being too much of a problem, honestly. But they had a couple of good receivers, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, we obviously know about. Is this going to be an RPO quick to the outside? Jawan Johnson had a massive game. He was a really, really big problem. Very annoying. I don't think the quarterback individually, Johnny Turner, did anything too crazy. But the playmakers are so good in this offense that he just didn't really even have to. Here's 1st and 10. Going deep down the field. Mike Hughes in coverage. Forces the breakup. Close call there. Also, it's funny. You know, I'm looking at the alignment of my defense, and I was really complaining about a play near the end zone last episode where I played the sticks, and people were like, Bengal played the sticks, as A.J. Terrell with a nice pass breakup. Bengal played the sticks, yet he's confused why his safeties are so far back. Yeah, I played the sticks, which would be the goal line in that spot. I don't want them to play at the back of the end zone. It's like, but Bengal, you should know that playing the sticks is broken. Why would I assume that? It's insane. But we get the football back. Defense played well, and Cordero Patterson has space. Special teams playing even better. Monday trying to chase down Patterson, but he's a day late because it's Sunday, and Patterson with the touchdown. Punt return TD for one of the best return men in NFL history. 7-0 Falcons. What a start. A lot of quick throws in this offense, but that's the entire point of our defensive strategy. Defend the short pass, force Johnny Turner to beat us down the field, and he is not. 3rd and 10, and it's going to be a throw over the middle. Olave can't catch it. That's a good throw from Turner on the move, but he's going to start just 1 for 7, 9 yards throwing the ball. He's had a couple of misses, and now, depending on how you feel about some of these, a couple of drops. That one for sure from Olave was not a perfect pass by any means, but certainly catchable, as Olave has space, or excuse me, Patterson has space again, takes it to the 42. And Trey Lance will finally take the field after an electric start to this one here at home. Here are Trey Lance's numbers. We traded for him at the midseason mark, made him our starter. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards in that time, 8 touchdowns. 5 interceptions is not amazing, but obviously coming off of his best performance a week ago. Need to try and continue that today, build on that, and get some momentum here for the second half of the season, as Bijan Robinson will find the outside and has the speed to turn that into a 25-yard run. We are firing on all cylinders here in Atlanta. What a start. Bijan Robinson takes it up the middle and just gets the edge. Bad angle from Matthews, not nearly as fast as he used to be. And Bijan gets easy yards. 1st and 10. Here's the offense. We're going to throw for Cordero Patterson, who's our biggest playmaker so far. Patterson making an impact on special teams and now on offense, as we have a pair of 25-yard plays to start this game on offense. Bijan Robinson first, CDP next, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. This is looking like an entirely different game than what we've seen the past several weeks, except for last week, but that is an inaccurate pass from Lance. Madsen goes up to get it. We don't gain anything. 2nd and goal. We're going to step up with Trey Lance. We have enough space. Lance diving. Ball comes out of the end zone. It's recovered by, who even is that? Matthew Bergeron, who's injured on the play. Chaos in Atlanta is the easiest way to describe what's happening. Oh my goodness. Do we have any open receivers on this play? I'm not sure. I don't really think anything was super open. We chose to take off with Lance and then made the insanely boneheaded decision to take off. And I don't know, that's like... I don't know if that's a fumble. Is the ball coming out here? Doesn't really matter because it's already touching the goal line. That would be a touchdown. But if it came out earlier, I guess it wouldn't be. But Matthew Bergeron recovers, does a celebration, and hurts himself at some point in the process. So, how are they even going to rule this? A Matthew Bergeron rushing touchdown? Now, that's not what it would be in real life, but that's maybe what it'll be here. I mean, it's not being accounted for. Matthew Bergeron return fumble for 1 yard and a touchdown. Very interesting. And it's going to be a high ankle sprain for Matthew Bergeron. Riley Wheeler is going to replace him, I guess. Wheeler was already starting at right guard for the injured Chris Lindstrom. Now it's going to be Jalen Mayfield stepping in. So it's not great. It could be worse, but it's not great. Oh, that's wide open. This time the diving catch is actually made. Throwing to Michael Thomas instead of Chris Olave, and Thomas has the first and more. It's an 18-yard pickup, as the Saints will look to get something going here. We have full momentum. We have a big lead, and we're not used to being in this spot as Ebiketie brings down Turner, who just got a little bit too paranoid in the pocket, scrambled into a sack. I've been there before, Johnny. I don't blame you. It's 2nd and 18. Also, I did get a tip that using quarterback contain actually makes pass rush way more realistic. So that might be something I try in the future to actually get a rush. Oh, deep throw, and that's intercepted by Jeff Okudah. Turner trying to get it all back on 3rd and 18, and that's not even really an arm punt. Just went about 20 yards. He'd be better off just eating that, punting the football, playing the field position game, but Jeff Okudah goes up and grabs it. This is a dream start. It's open. I mean, Cordero Patterson's my favorite target today. Haven't really been on offense too much, but he's made an impact in special teams, obviously, or on special teams on the offense. He's been just extremely good so far, as we just kind of ran into blocks on that one. 3rd one, I like read option here based on where their safeties and linebackers are lined up. There's Bijan Robinson. We got blocks. Bijan with a nice move. Linebackers and safeties just for running down the field. Pretty easy for Bijan to just figure out a way to get the first down and way more. Here's 1st and 10. We're going to throw deep down the field. Rashid Shaheed, back shoulder into the end zone for the score. Rashid Shaheed, we talked about him earlier, and there he is making an impact. I just think he's way more explosive than Donovan Peoples-Jones, and it makes more sense to get him involved. I feel like Shaheed is everything I wanted Quez Watkins to be. And Quez Watkins obviously was traded. And I think it ended up working out. We're up 21-0 right now. This is unbelievable. We're up 20-0. I knew I missed it. I knew I clicked way too early. Oh, God. We're up 20-0. 20. Excuse me, I misspoke. 20. Oh, my God, dude. It can never just be perfect. It can never go perfectly. Throw over the middle. There's Olave. Mike Hughes is a fast defensive back. Olave just ran right by him. Throw over the middle. Humphreys can't get to it. It's Olave again down the field. Yeah, if he's going to play well today, he's going to end up being a problem. They have the rookie Briscoe, who's a superstar on the other side. Again, a lot of playmakers. The quarterback, Johnny Turner, has struggled to get the ball in the hands of those playmakers, and even at times when he has, they haven't come down with it, as Turner might scramble here and eventually throws it away. It's such a weird start. We've only allowed 4 completions, but for 81 yards. It's a lot of big plays, as Kamara will finally touch it again. Only his 2nd touch of the game so far as we approach the end of the 1st quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 8, and I believe we are going to send some heat here. Humphrey's going to have to take Alvin Kamara out of the play. We're going to go ahead and slot blitz with Mike Hughes. And under pressure, and down goes Turner. This QB contained blitz might be overpowered. Turner going down. I mean, we knew they had to throw the ball. We sent heat, and they just couldn't block it. Caden Ellis gets in there, and they're going to try a field goal, but it's still going to be a huge lead. 20-3, best case scenario, unless this is a fake. But it's not. Kick up and good. It'll be 20-3. I think I'll probably go for 2 if we end up scoring a touchdown again, which at this rate, we're going to end up doing that. We are dominating. We grab momentum early, and we are not giving it back. 3rd and 1, I think I could end up not loving this play call, but we're going to go play action. I really want to hit Kyle Pitts quickly. If that corner comes down, we could be in trouble. But I really think Kyle Pitts should be wide open. He's not. We're going to scramble with Lance. We need more speed. Throw on the run. Finding Drake London. Blocker out in front of the forward Pitts. And Drake London has a big play. Trey Lance, I really wanted to take off and run with him. But I'm like, you know what? He's been throwing the ball so well recently. It's 3rd down. We might as well take a chance. London was coming wide open over the middle of the field. Trey Lance was able to hit him in stride. It's a huge play. His throw on the run is 85 rated. It's kind of how you want to be playing with Trey Lance. He makes an incredible throw. And this is actually a very similar play, if not the same play. We're going to cancel play action. We're going to throw for Rashid Shaheed, who has the end zone again, but can't complete the process of the catch. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. It was a hold. It was always going to come back. It'll be 2nd and 10 probably. Or 1st and 20 they make it. That probably makes a little bit more sense. 1st and 20 after the hold from Drew Dahlman. Try to get it back with the screen. Get the ball in the hands of Rashid Shaheed. They were all over it. Wide open is Shaheed. No, it's Donovan Peoples-Jones. Excuse me, as Lance starts out 7 for 7 for 102 yards passing. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. We are in field goal range, so as long as we don't take a sack, we're probably gonna be in business here. Or throw a pick, obviously. Let's get Pitts going across the field. I want London to clear out. This could end up working if we have the time. Over the middle. Nope, Lance takes a sack. The one thing I didn't want to do. Just held the football for too long. And Brian Brzee, 2nd-year player now out of Clemson here in this franchise, ends up making the play. We had time. I mean, the protection was good. We just didn't end up having enough time. It wasn't the offensive line's fault. The receivers didn't really get open, as far as I could tell. I want to keep that in mind. I can't see everything on the field. And we will punt the football to the Saints. And it looks to be a great one. But the problem with being the best punter on YouTube, as you guys have seen, is the All-Madden CPU absolutely loves to break off 90-plus yard plays when they're backed up into their own end zone. So I'm going to try and play a little bit more conservatively in these spots and just not get cooked for 90-something yards. Because it's happened way too often. We play for the safety, and they cook us for a touchdown. I'm tired of that happening. We're just going to say, hey, you guys go make a 90-yard drive. Not going to let them get it all back in one play. Look at that play. Grady Jarrett. You know, he's somebody we talked about trading. I'm not sure if he's going to be a Falcon by this time next season, I'll tell you that. But still playing his heart out for the black and the red. Need him to keep that up. Here's 3rd and 8. This is a run. It is a run. And we did what I said we weren't going to do. I played for the TFL, and they get a big run. It's not 90-something yards, but it's an easy 1st down, and it's 1st and 10 from the 21 now. Basically a touchback, but they have 4 minutes to work all the way down the field, and they're going to call a screen. Humphreys trying to get in there, and D-Hump with the tackle for a loss. There's another young player out of Clemson. Humphrey is, of course, the rookie Brian Brzee, the 2nd-year guy, as we said. Real life, he's a rookie, right? I get that. But D-Hump with a big-time play, read the screen the entire way, has the closing speed to make that a nice loss for us here on defense. 2nd and 13. Turner really trying to find that first touchdown for the Saints. And he's playing a little bit crazily today. 3rd and 4. Playing over the middle, and that's intercepted by Mike Hughes. Miscommunication as Turner had a couple of open receivers in the same area. I don't even think they knew the ball was in the air. I don't even know if Mike Hughes knew the ball was in the air. He just found him. Thomas didn't even put his hands up. Oh my goodness, that is a huge mistake. It falls right into the lap of Mike Hughes. It is a disaster for the Saints. This is the 8-4 Saints that are going to win the division. Not playing like it. I mean, it feels like the opposite of what happened last time we played them. I don't know. Michael Thomas just stopped. Alligator armed it, and it went right by him. I mean, Mike Hughes was as surprised as anybody. Throwing deep. Pitts, go up and get it, and he does. I mean, the DBs are another planet today. They're not even aware of the football in the air. Kyle Pitts, when he's covered, he's open. Gets one-on-one against a 5-foot-something player. Maybe he's 6 foot, but Kyle Pitts, either way, towers over him and has the easy score. I mean, the DB never even located the football. It is 27-3. And you know what? It's strategy not making it 28-3. You Falcons fans know what I'm talking about. And it's roughing the kicker by Jonathan Garvin. Young player out of the U, if I recall. So we're going to enforce that on the kickoff. And kick off instead from the 50. It's an automatic touchback. Unless we sky kick here. And take a little bit off of it. I want them to return this because our coverage team is going to get down the field so quickly. I don't know if we can force a return. Oh, we do. Yeah, look at this. They're going to only get the ball back to the 17-yard line when a touchback would have brought them out to the 25. So that's fairly well executed. Could have covered it a little bit better, but you know what? They're starting at the 17. I can't complain. We're going to blitz, and that's going to be wide open. Turner just misses him. He is not playing well today at all. 2nd and 10. This is a run. Kamara with a juke back. Finds Troy Anderson. Gets maybe a yard back. Was it 2nd and 10? It was something. 3rd and 9. We're going to pass commit because surely this is a pass. And we got to take Kamara out of the play. He's so dangerous as a receiver. And they're going to go deep down the field. Humphreys in coverage against a receiver. And Deshaun Humphreys showing the versatility. Hybrid safety, linebacker type. A little bit big for a safety, playing linebacker. And making a nice play, running with a receiver down the field. You just don't see that very often. You don't see it working very often. Bijan, 951 yards, 8 touchdowns right now. We could potentially go over 1,000 yards rushing on the season with Bijan in this very game. He's having a great year. He stalled for a minute, but is seemingly finding his groove again. So we find Kyle Pitts. Lance starting out 9 for 9, 148 and 2 touchdowns. He's only had one inaccurate throw in this game, and it ended up being caught by Neil Madsen. So no harm, no foul there. And we're going to throw quickly over the middle. It's Rashid Shaheed. I know Kyle Pitts, but we had run after catch opportunity with Shaheed. It was an easier throw. You're not throwing into a DB. See the wide open receiver, you take it. I don't always see it, especially down the field. When you do see it, you got to take it. Rashid Shaheed, 3 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Very nice start for him, and I think we're going to run out of this. 6 in the box. They're inviting it. Bijan looking for space. Can't really find a lot of it. If this is man coverage, I think we have a touchdown with Bijan. And it's going to be thrown to the end zone. Bijan Robinson, wide open touchdown. How did we know? It just seemed too obvious. Wheel route from Bijan. I mean, it just doesn't get much easier than that. Runs right by his defender. One of the easier throws Trey Lance is going to have to make as Howden is beat for the score again. He's having a rough day. Whether it's Bijan Robinson or Kyle Pitts, Howden couldn't cover a fella if he was a blanket. And that's a timely score as well. 22 seconds remain in the first half. It feels good to blow a team out again. It really does. It has been a while. And it really just comes down to quarterback play as Bradshaw will take off on the kick return and house it. Okay, I spoke a little bit too soon. It's going to be 34-10. Wow, special teams playing a big impact in this game. You know, they really call it the third phase of the game for a reason. It's not, you know, like unimportant. It's 33% offense, 33% defense, 33% special teams. And, you know, give or take a couple decimal points to get to whatever 100 is. But it's close enough, right? But it really is 1/3 of the game. And it's so important. And we're finding that out today. One time in our advantage, in our favor. That time, not so much. 8 seconds. I mean, we'll see if something crazy can happen. Calling a timeout, but that's probably just not really even a point to do that. 2nd and 3, probably the final play of the first half if I had to bet. And it will be. 8 rushes, 61 yards for Bijan. Really good half for him, all in all. Didn't really get the ball too much, but definitely impacted the game in a big way when he did. Big receiving touchdown, huge part of his game. And this was an amazing first half. If we didn't allow that kickoff return touchdown, obviously it looks a lot better. But you know what? That's okay. Halftime is brought to you by the sponsor of today's video, Underdog Fantasy. You can use code BENGAL to get a deposit match up to $500. So whatever you deposit up to $500 for your first time, you'll get a deposit match of whatever that number is. And this is my set of picks for Sunday's games. We have Josh Downs higher, 44.5 receiving yards. He's been on a roll lately. Who could have seen that coming? Yes, obviously, I'm a big Josh Downs guy. Has had a great series of weeks, and I think that will continue against the Saints. Pretty good matchup for him. I have him going higher, 44.5 receiving yards. Kenny Pickett higher passing yards at 216.5. He's been over in each of his last 2. Didn't do it against Houston. And Kenny Pickett, I don't really believe in him, but he's going up against a really bad pass defense in the Jaguars, and he's been over in each of his last 2. I think it could happen again. David Njoku higher against Seattle. They're very bad against tight ends, and Njoku's back, healthy. Hopefully his face is pretty healed. Had 9 targets for 54 yards receiving last week. He's a really, really good player. I think he could definitely go higher. Matchup's very good for him. Jalen Hurts' line is just too low here. He's gone higher in each of his last 3. It's at 251.5. Again, he's been higher against the Jets, against the Rams, against the Dolphins, and the Commanders might be his easiest matchup yet. I think he goes higher again. And then Brian Robinson Jr. against Philadelphia. He's been lower in each of his last 3, and this is the best run defense in the league, maybe right up there with the 49ers. So I think he goes lower, 39.5 rushing yards. Let's hope he continues this putrid stretch as the Commanders continue to throw the football for bad results. Those are my picks. Use code BENGAL on Underdog Fantasy. You get a deposit match up to $500 on your first deposit, and I'll see you for the third quarter. We will get the football to start half number 2, up 34-10, and we have the same exact focuses here in the second half. Defend the short pass and throw the ball deep. Now, we're not even throwing the ball deep so much, although it has worked, but defending the short pass has been a glitch so far against the rookie quarterback for the Saints. They're under 100 total yards right now. It has just been a dominant performance as Bijan will break a couple of tackles there. Ends up getting 3 yards. Pretty impressive. We need guys to get set. We got to snap this ball. We changed formations, and we're going to throw deep. Drake London with a step, and that is finally an incompletion for Trey Lance. I thought we had London deep down the field. Couldn't end up hitting him. I do think that's the time to take a shot, though. It just didn't end up working for us. As we're going to roll out, scramble with Lance, throw up the field, find Cordero Patterson. Chaos happening. Had some open receivers earlier, tried to get out of the pocket to make something happen. We end up making something happen, right? But definitely very scary, and I could certainly see that not working in the future. Is that is not... I thought I'm calling inside zone, dude. Get read option out of the audibles. I hate it. Play action. There's Madsen open. Can't fight through the tackle. Gotta be able to. 3rd and 9. Patterson open. Lance misses him, and it's intercepted. Oh, it's all falling apart. Alontae Taylor with the pick. Bijan takes him out. We were playing so well. It looked like Cordero had a step. The pass just not accurate. And obviously paying the price for it as Alontae Taylor comes away with the football. I mean, is Patterson wide open? No. Should Alontae Taylor even be turning around to find the ball when he's running down the field with Drake London? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, ends up working out for him. That's frustrating. 3rd and 10. Got to be a pass here. Just got to make sure they don't convert. Kamara working wide open. It's just going to be a throwaway from Johnny Turner. It's a really good job to hold the Saints to just 3. If you're the Saints, let me know down in the comment section below. Would you go for it here? I know it's 4th and 10, but is 34-13 here in the second half, does that really put you back in the game? I just don't know that it does. like, when you're down by this much, and I know there's plenty of time, right? We have to remember, you know, there are shorter quarters here in the game. It's not 15 minutes in the fourth, so there's not 21 minutes left of game time. It's just 15. So does that change things for you? It might. Because it's essentially the fourth quarter here in terms of, like, what a real game would be. So down 34-10 at the very start of the fourth quarter, would you go for it to try to score a touchdown? Because a field goal really doesn't help you out too much. I might, as Bijan... It's a fancy-looking 7. It's not all that much. 2nd and 3. We're going to roll out here. Trey Lance with space. We're just going to take off. Get a block from Shaheed. Now he got bodied. He just got knocked out. Lance held to however many yards he got there. Could have been a lot more, I think. 1st and 10. Kind of want to streak Pitts, and we'll have Shaheed coming up underneath. Algier maybe as a flat option if we want to. Nah, Shaheed's open. Gotta hit him. Rashid Shaheed continues a nice game. Kyle Pitts wide open. We gotta hit him quickly. Up the seam. That's the thing. Sometimes guys can look absolutely wide open, then you try to throw it to him, and that window closes up very, very quickly. A little bit too aggressive there, probably. Here's 3rd and 10. What do we do with... We gotta get Bijan involved somehow. Maybe a slant. Madsen coming across. We'll get like kind of a mesh concept. And I don't like what's open. We're going to scramble with Lance. He actually might have the speed to turn the corner here. And he does! Trey Lance with blocks down the sideline. And Trey Lance with a major scramble down to the 13. Oh my goodness. That could have been really, really bad. Trey Lance makes it really, really good. As we get into the red zone here. What an effort from Trey Lance. Obviously not at full stamina there. Kind of gassed. But he ends up getting the corner and finding the big play. How crazy is a screen here on 3rd and 10? If they're running a blitz, it's going to work out perfectly, but they just bluff it. 2 defenders in the A gap. Nobody comes to the quarterback, but Bijan can make somebody miss here on the outside, and he can't, actually. Alontae Taylor with a great tackle in space, one of the most elusive ball carriers in the sport, Bijan Robinson. Although, the OC wants us to go for it on 4th and 2. We get our short yardage back in the game. Tyler Algier, let's see what he has. Great blocks, and Algier finds the end zone. Another score for this Atlanta offense. This is our short yardage guy, our power back. And you know what? He's a vulture. Fantasy owners mad. Should have been Bijan's touchdown. But nope, it's number 25 who finds the end zone for 6. 3rd and 6. This could actually be a big play here. I still think we're going to win the game regardless. We just played too well. But you obviously don't want to allow points and first downs. And they're actually going to call that incomplete. That was definitely wide open. And they're not even going to review this. Was he out by that much? Turner's had a heck of a time throwing the ball today. I don't know how that's not a first down. That right foot's down clearly. And then the left foot looks like he gets down pretty clearly. I don't know if it's like Madden bullshit logic with a slide and then the toe actually touches down out when it finally registers, but I mean, it's down here. And definitely here. 100% a catch. And they're going to call it incomplete. That's some BS that happens to me. We're getting it in our favor today. This is unbelievable. What a great day to be alive. When's the last time you guys saw me with a smile on my face? Ever? But you know, I'm feeling like smiling today. 41-13. Pretty dominant performance as Bijan gets the outside. Make Matthew miss. Yes, he does. Bijan, another big play as he comes up very close to 100 yards. That takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter as we continue to dominate in Atlanta. Bijan's going to be in the zone, and we're going to have him carry us home. 2nd and 8, working off play action. Figure it's the perfect time. What is happening? Why would I throw that? It's a great question. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I would throw that. Kyle Pitts is working on a wheel route, essentially. So it's a shallow cross, and he gets stuck anyway, and then it's just working up. Instead of running into the open space, Kyle Pitts goes, I wonder what the offensive line's up to. Let me go turn around and look. Oh, maybe they need help. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. He just doesn't even come close to running his route and almost completely screws us. I have no idea what he's doing. Brain dead stuff. Because the possibilities with this free real estate are endless. Actually, there's probably two possibilities. We catch the ball, we get a big play, or we don't. How that ends up being what that was, nearly unfathomable. And I'm afraid to trust him again. How about just run straight? Can you manage that? Play action, sacked. Nobody picked up Cam Jordan. I get that. Not saying it's a problem. It is a problem for our offense, but we sent Kyle Pitts out to receive. So that's a risky run when that happens, and we will punt. But never should have been in that spot. Why are we passing in this situation? It's a good question. We're up big time. Trying to build some confidence for our players on offense. And mix it up, not just only run because we should, because we're up, right? We're trying to do what has put us in this spot already, which is being aggressive and making big plays happen. But, yeah, it didn't work out on that drive for sure, as that is just the 7th completion for Johnny Turner today. The screen, Ellis there, no can do. Man, they've been brutal today. They are the 9th ranked passing offense on the year, with less than 100 yards passing in the 4th quarter against a team, the Atlanta Falcons, that's us, that has really struggled this year at times. We've been good at times as well. You guys know it's Madden. It's up and down. 2nd and 10, under 5 minutes to play. Turner under pressure. He's going to throw. Humphries right there. Pass somehow caught by Chris Olave. It'll be 3rd and 6. But whatever happens here, it's going to be too little too late for the Saints. 3rd and 6. I mean, 4 down territory, of course, but you're not sure it's going to matter a whole lot, as Briscoe will finally get it. Might be his first touch today. He was really good in the first matchup. Had a touchdown at least, but has done literally nothing today. That's his first time touching the ball, gets 0 yards. So he's been awful. And Chris Olave can't catch it on 4th down. Tight coverage from Terrell. And we're going to take over on the 16. It's pretty much game over. Just got to, rely on Bijan Robinson to take us home. Still in the zone. Hopefully we get good blocks and Bijan can make big plays happen. He should be over 100 now. It's 101. And that is the game. One of the most dominant performances we've had in this series. And we really are truly building momentum after that Cowboys game. The entire team got a big XP boost and a big morale boost. So our attributes were up more than usual today. And it's another good game from Trey Lance. 16 of 20, completing 80% of his passes for 229 yards. 3 touchdowns, of course, that 1 interception. Turner was terrible. 42% completion percentage. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Averaged 4.2 yards per attempt. You kind of want to be, if you're real good, 8 or 9, somewhere like that, depending. Obviously, there's some variability, but yeah, 4.2 is not good. Rushing, Bijan ends up with 118 yards on 19 attempts. Algier 5 for 17, but did have that touchdown. And Bijan officially no broken tackles, but he forced some missed tackles, so that counts the same. Lance 49 yards on the ground as well, by the way. Did have that fumble, but we scored off it. It's just kind of the way things went for us today. Shaheed 459 with a touchdown. And like Kyle Pitts didn't do a whole lot today, but did have that touchdown. Bijan with a touchdown. We just dominated time of possession, spread the football around. Nobody was like an individual star other than, Bijan Robinson on the ground and Trey Lance through the air. But as far as receiving goes, everyone just kind of contributed. And then defensively, tackles for loss for Caden Ellis, Grady Jarrett, Arnold Ebiketie, Deshaun Humphries, and Mike Hughes. Sack for Ebiketie, half a sack for Hughes and Ellis. And then picks for Mike Hughes and Jeff Okudah. Mike Hughes having a heck of a game, by the way. What a performance from him. All in all, can't really complain too much. We get a huge win, and we needed that. We're carrying this momentum into next year. We might not be a playoff team this year, but the tides are starting to turn, that's for sure. Big time win. Bijan Robinson was a big reason why. Was he a weekly award winner? He was in week 13. Not this week, right? But last game. Yeah, I mean, 3 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. That'll do it for you. And I'm interested to see if anyone gets on there this week. I don't think anyone was too individually crazy, like I said. I'd love to see Trey Lance get on there. I think the interception could certainly hurt him. But going into week 15, we're 6-7, Saints 8-5, Panthers 7-6. I mean, this is going to be a crazy push for the playoffs that we might actually be able to get into. Saints right now are the 2 seed, Panthers are the 6 seed. But all we have to do is catch the Panthers seemingly, and we'll be a playoff team, and they are not far away. 7-6 to our 6-7, and next up we have the 4-9 Pittsburgh Steelers, followed up by the Chargers, Broncos, and we'll see our final team that we have to play in week 18. But again, if we win out, this is a playoff team, and it's going to be the Buccaneers. So this is not the craziest schedule of all time. We've obviously lost to, lesser teams before. Bad stretch between the Panthers, Commanders, Giants, Seahawks, Saints, but 2 in a row now, and we are building momentum. But that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.